Welcome to Notion November. Today is day 6, and I wanted to take a quick look at how to build something using AI and Notion, but not necessarily Notion AI. And I thought it'd be a good idea to look into this in case there was somebody who didn't want to pay straight up for Notion AI or don't really have those resources, but still might want to use AI in order to help them build something in Notion. I, for a long time, have been wanting to build a book database because I read a lot and sometimes it's audiobooks too, right? So I wanted to have a place to sort of track my project, but also whenever I go to recommend somebody a book, I always have to spend time looking for it, thinking of it, so forth and et cetera. And eventually I like to add a place to add my notes and thoughts so I can kind of keep track of where I got some of these things from, right? Sometimes I got this quote from a book one day and I don't remember the book, right? I don't want to be that person, right? So let's jump over to Safari real quick and take a look at what I am thinking about. Now, in this particular case, I'm going to use Claude. This should work 100% with ChatGPT. I'm just going to use Claude because Claude does a better job of connecting directly to Notion, whereas ChatGPT, I have to do the prompt and then pick the things up and move them into Notion by myself this week. Again, that might change. So again, I'm going to use Super Whisper to help me think this out, but let me put in my prompt here. And ChatGPT is cool. You can just talk directly into it and do a similar thing. So let me get started. I would like to build, let me check to make sure it's working. Okay. I want to make sure it's working. I would like to build a database in Notion to track my books. Now, many of my books are audiobooks. Occasionally I get, normal books, but I'm thinking I want to track things like the author, a status that tracks, whether I'm still reading it, I need to read it, if I'm in the middle of it. Definitely want to give a place to leave a rating. I'm thinking stars, somewhere between, let's just start with 5. I could always change that later. I think I would like to be able to leave a spot for my review, but more importantly, a page that would jump out that allows me to add notes in like a side peek. Of course, we should keep track of the genre, the date we started it, the date we finished it, publication date. And I guess I should track whether it was an ebook, an audiobook, or a physical book. In order to make this easier, maybe for the notes and the highlights, that should be a separate database, but then it relationally connects back to the title of the book. And then it would be kind of cool in a sort of dashboard format if I go to pull up the page template to look at the book as a side peek, I can see my progress. And it'd be nice to just use the numbers 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 100 to track how far I am in the book. Let's start with that and see where we can go. Now, again, the reason why I did it using voice, because imagine me trying to type all of this out. I'm thinking this through. Pro tip, if you happen to be a person who uses ChatGPT with the phone, as a matter of fact, I'll do ChatGPT with the phone as well, so we can see what they come up with, and then you'll see what I mean by doing it as a phone. I'm going to try to read what I wrote verbatim over here so I can make this easier. Of course, it'll be faster this way. I have a button right here on the front. I would like to build a database in Notion to track my books. Many of my books are audiobooks. Occasionally I get, normal books, sometimes ebooks, but I'm thinking I want to track things like the author, status to track, whether I'm reading it, still reading it, need to read it, if I'm in the middle of it, say in progress. Definitely want to give it a place to have a rating. I'm thinking somewhere between 1 and 5. I could always change that later. I would like to be able to have a spot for my review and a page that would jump out as a side peek where I could add my highlights, my notes, my thoughts, keep track of that sort of thing. And also on that page, I would like to keep track of the genre, the day I started it, the day I finished it, the publication days. And I guess I would like to track whether it was an ebook, an audiobook, a physical book. In order to make this easier, I definitely want to have a place to add notes and highlights. That notes and highlights should be a separate database, but relationally connects back to the page that is the title of the book. And then I would like some sort of cool dashboard format. So if I go to pull up a page, I would get in the side peek, I could see my progress, and it would be nice to use numbers like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, and 100 to track how far I am in the book. Let's start with that and see where I go.
Absolutely. Awesome. Let's break it down in a way that's easy to plug into Notion. So at the core, you'll have your main database for your books, and then a link database for your notes and highlights that relates back to each book. In the main book database, you'll definitely have properties like the author, the format, whether it's an audiobook, ebook, or physical book, and a status property that tracks if it's something you've read, are currently reading, or plan to read. You can have a rating property that's just a number field from 1 to 5, and a review property where you can write out your thoughts. And of course, we'll have a relation property that connects to a separate notes and highlights database. So you can have all your detailed notes in a place that's easy to find from the main book entry. For the dashboard idea, you can create a Notion page that basically pulls in your current reading list, uses a progress bar to show how far you're into each book, and gives you a snapshot of the status of your reading journey. And we can definitely set it up so that the side peek or the pop-out view shows your notes, highlights, and all those details like the start date, the finish date, and the genre. Let's start building that out, and you can let me know if you want to tweak anything as we go.
Perfect.
Right. We'll keep it nice and straightforward and make sure it's all easy to navigate. So the main book database will have those core properties: title, author, format, status, rating, review, and the relation to your notes and highlights database. Then the notes and highlights database will have a relation property back to the book, plus whatever fields you need for things like the genre, start date, finish date, and publication date. And of course, a nice big section for all your notes and highlights. Once we have those two databases set up, we can create a dashboard page that shows your current reads and the progress. And we can do something like a formula or a progress bar to show you how far along you are in each book. Let me know if that sounds good or if we want to tweak any of those details.
That's fine. If you could go ahead and put that in regular ChatGPT text format so I can pick that up and drop it in Notion. I think I need to have it saved as a markdown file in order to get it to work.
Absolutely. I'll lay it out so you can just copy and paste it right into Notion. Here's a quick markdown friendly format for you. Main book database structure, the name of the book. Author, text, the author's name. Format, choose between audiobook, ebook, or physical book. Status, select options like to read.
I just stopped her because I wanted to see what she does. And so she is putting it out there, but she is not building it is Juniper. She's not building it out the way that Claude is building it out. So this is really cool. Claude is doing the work, but I wonder if it actually created the page. Let me just double check this. It said created pages in Markdown, and it said there were some 2 steps. It said orchestrated a dashboard procedure. And this looks good. This looks good. Let me check and see if it went ahead and created the page. Did you actually create these pages in Notion? And if so, can you give me the links? And let's go ahead and press go on that. But even if it didn't create the pages, it did look like it was giving us the good instructions so that you can go ahead and follow along. And as a matter of fact, one thing I'm going to ask Claude to do is to generate you a set of instructions to do this manually and save it as an artifact. And I'll attach it to the YouTube video in the description as some sort of link, or I'll put it in the Notion November wiki so that you can follow along. But yes, it did actually create the pages and they're already there. So this is cool. So what I'm going to do is click on the book database page right here just to see what it does. And it says, I want to open this link. And so it did open it up in Notion. Let's drop over to Notion and take a look at it. And so here's the book database, and there is the default view. And there is a sample book that it already put in. So it did put in Atomic Habits, James Clear, which I read. God, I finished it way long ago. I'll adjust that later. Was an audiobook. This is true. It was nonfiction and self-help, which is nice. 60%, I actually finished that book. And definitely a 5 out of 5. If you haven't read it, read it. It's off the chain. And then it gave a fake review. Let's see what it said. Oh, nope, let's read what it said. Absolutely transformative book, building better habits through changes. The 1% improvement philosophy really resonates with my approach to content creation. That's a pretty accurate review because, well, Claude knows me. And the status in this particular case would be finished. So let's take a look at what we call a side peek. So if you're brand new to Notion, when you see this little thing right here that says open, if you hover it, you notice it says open in the side peek. And what that does is it gives, oh my goodness, this is pretty. Now, Claude built this, fam. So even if you don't have Notion AI, Claude can get you there. I think Notion AI might have done a better job, but this is really pretty. This is absolutely pretty. I like it. And of course, I can go in and customize it even more. But there's a James Clear. I'll add a date finish. So right now, let's just put in a suppositional date. I'll just say I finished it on Halloween, which is not true, but I'll adjust it later. I have to go back and look at my Apple Notes to see when I actually did finish it. But here's a place to add comments, and then there's the key theme, and here's my thoughts. I would like a place to put the book image, and I wonder if I can do that. Let me go to add property, and I want it to be a URL, okay? So in this URL, I am going to put the Amazon link to the book. So let's go back to the browser real quick and let's hit up the Ozon. Boom. And then let's put Atomic Habits. Boom. And then I did use the audiobook, so let me get that. And then I want to get a link, so let me get that. I'm going to come up here to the top and I will copy this link and then go back to my Notion page, and then I will put it in here. So there is the book, and let's say go. Ooh, wait, I messed it up. Hold on. Let me come back. I need to put that over here. Sorry. All right, there we go. So there's the URL, but I wonder if it could get, if I just put if I just pasted it as a web page down here, I want to see if I do an option plus and then just paste the URL here, if it'll give me the embed, like where I can see the actual book. Click to view contents from Amazon in the browser. Okay, yeah. It looks like Amazon, for whatever reason, didn't pick this up. I think there's probably a better way. I'll look that up and figure it out, and then I'll add it to the comments as a pinned comment, or I'll make a supplemental video to go with this. But it looks like it's working, fam. It looks like it's working. So what I'll do is I'll go back over to Claude real quick, and I will do something real quick. Let's check with Claude. In the side peek page, if I wanted to add a place where I could put in a link to the book from Amazon and have it pull the book cover image as an image, what would I need to do in order to make that happen? Look, it's weighing out different options for displaying the cover images. Oh, see, Claude is dope. Claude is actually editing this for me. I need to press the button. Allow, always allow. Let me let this happen. Oh, and I'll make a video for this on the regular part of, not the regular channel. This is the regular channel, but on the regular video for the channel, I want to make a video to show you how to use Claude in Terminal. I've been playing with that this week, and oh my God, it is so much faster. It is actually kind of insane. Okay, it says, perfect. I've added 2 new properties to your book database, the Amazon link and the cover image. how to add the book cover image. Open the book page, find the cover image properly, click add a file, and paste the URL, the image URL from Amazon. Right click on the book cover, copy image, or upload the file directly. On page 2, open your book page, hover over the property, click add cover, choose link and paste the Amazon book cover URL. Boom. Right click on the cover image, copy image address, or open in a new tab. Okay, good instructions. Good instructions. Wow. This is bonus. Let's check what it did over here in Notion real quick. And let me see what it added. So it does say Amazon link, which I have here. I can just paste in my Amazon link that I already have. Bingo. What's cool about this, I actually put in my little weird affiliate link just in case I shared this with somebody. But then for the cover image, what we're going to do is we're going to do embed link, and I'm going to show you what they were saying in the instructions. So I'll come back to here. I'll go to Amazon, and instead of pulling the audiobook link, I'm going to actually pull the regular book link because I think it might be a little wee bit prettier. Where is it at? Right here. Boom. So let's click upon this, and then we're going to take this image. We're going to right click. Nope, not going to let me do it. I got to embiggen it first. And then I can right click and say open in a new tab, or I can just say copy the image address. That's what Notion wants. So we jump back over to Notion, bingo, bango, pickle, mango, and paste that sucker in and hit link, and bingo, there it is. There it is. So now in the side peek, it should actually work. And if I click this, it will let me, ooh, look at that. It'll let me see. It will let me see. That's kind of cool because I don't know if this is correct. If I wanted to add another view, I should be able to do the gallery view, and the gallery view should show me over here the property that we want to see, which is cover image, and see if that works. Nope, that didn't work. Okay, more instructions to ask Claude, but I don't want to bore you with this. This is something that you can just try for yourself, right? But I do like how this is working. This is really cool. I'm pretty sure there is a way to show that, you know, whatever it shows the actual card, but I'll figure that out in a little wee bit, and then I'll add it to the Notion wiki so that you can know. But yeah, very cool how this is working. It jumps out to the old side peek. I think I know the answer. Hold on. I think I know the answer. I think I need to say add a cover, and then for add a cover, I need to put in the book cover title itself, right? So I'm just dragging this from, what do you call it? Amazon, just to see if that works. And then if I drag it in here, does it do something? Nope. You got to actually hit change cover, and then you got to go upload. What if I put the link in? What if I put the link in here and then submit it? Bingo. Reposition the cover a little bit, drag it down. I can see what it is. Now if I close that, that might work. That might work. So let's go back to the old books page. Hit the thing at the top, get to the books page, and then the gallery view did not fix what I thought. Anyway, we'll play with that differently, and we'll see what we come up with. But I do think this is really awesome and something that we'll be able to play with at some point in time. So super awesome. I like it. It is dope. We're doing it. That, my friends, is Notion November. Today is day 6. Let me pop one more thing up so I can show you what we are working with here. I want to let you know that if you want to play along, you can come over here and use this hashtag in any one of my videos, any place, and you should be good to go. And then I'll send you a link, and that will allow you to jump into the page. And you could also come over here and use this link right here on the bottom where it says docrock.live/Notion. Both of those will allow you to get access to the wiki. And if for some reason you don't get in, just stop by, send me a DM in IG. My IG is DocRock, and I will add you manually. But a whole bunch of our friends are partying over here. Let's go and take a look and see who jumped in today, move these little images out the way. I put a link to the whole playlist right here in the middle there. And then let's see, Tatiana jumped in today. Good to see you here, Tots. And yeah, we're having a lot of fun. I'm adding videos. And of course, I'll add the prompts that I did today. I'll pop it in over here so that you guys can play along. You know what I say? I have no idea who needed to hear this, but if it was you, let me know in the comments section below. If you like this video, press the like button, press the subscribe button, ring the notification bell, and our Notion progress is getting better. Right about now, the algorithm's going to show you another video I think you should watch, and I agree with him.
Fumble a bag, now I will not fumble a bag. Fumble a bag, now I will not fumble a bag. Act like you know how this goes.